this week. Indeed, a very busy week on the product side. A lot of really cool updates have been dropped, some public, some a little bit more held back in some private betas. So we'll get into that in just a second. Chase, unfortunately, he's flying someplace. He's going to Sydney. If you didn't know, we're having a big event in Sydney, mastermind out there. So he's out manning the fort. I'm manning the fort here. He's out there doing all the real work. So let's just go ahead and get into it. If you can hear us, or I should say hear me, I'm so used to doing this with Chase, it's hard to believe he's not here. Drop a comment below and let me know where you're joining in from. Looks like Anne-Marie is in the house. Thanks, Anne-Marie. Hope everything's going well for you. With that, let's just jump right into it. No need for pleasantries. We'll move right along here. So, first update of the week. We have got one-click WordPress site migration. So what this really means is that we've essentially got, I wouldn't say it's one click. There's a couple little details you have to fill in, but you don't have to be technical or have to, download the whole thing, the whole site, and then go upload it. We'll actually take care of that for you. So this is really helpful for non-technical folks that just have a WordPress site somewhere. They want to host it on HighLevel, and we can just take care of that for them right away. It's very quick, and there's nothing left to chance there. Awesome. Moving on, we have got toll-free verification. The EIN is no longer required. So what this really means is for sole proprietors, sole props. I know this has been sort of an issue in the past where if you're a sole proprietor, you're not going to have an EIN. You might have a TIN or whatever the IRS mumbo jumbo is. But the bottom line here now is that if you want a toll-free number, you don't have to have an EIN, and that is very helpful for sole proprietors, especially. Moving on, we have got multiple ad groups supported in Google ad campaigns. We just had an awesome town hall with our product managers and a number of people from the community going over a lot of really cool things that are coming out from the ad manager. There's going to be all kinds of cool customization and optimization on the ad manager side. And this is just one of those features where, if you're familiar with running ads, you'd have ad groups. So that would be specific to like a topic. And then you might have 2 or 3 ads in a particular ad group. So at this point, you can now add up to 10 ad groups. And then each ad group supports up to 3 ads. So that helps you split test and see what kind of different copy is going to work best. So that's the idea for organizing all that. Of course, you can do that in Google, but now you can do it right within the ad manager. Moving on, we have got, let's see what's next. User level permissions now include form surveys and QR codes. So this is part of our ongoing march to have more control on the user side so that certain people don't see certain things that they don't need to see, that maybe they can see things, but they can't edit things. Really trying to keep everybody in line, herding all the cats to make sure that nothing crazy is going on and that people aren't changing settings where they shouldn't be, and only the right users see the right things and can edit the right things. So you'll see more of this, what we call role-based visibility and permissions roll out throughout the entire app. There's going to be tons more control that agency owners and sub-account admins will have over their users and what they can do. Automatic mobile updates. So this is kind of a cool one. You may have seen this in a lot of mobile apps where you open it up and maybe you haven't updated it in the actual app store because that may not be something that you do all the time. Maybe you're unlike me because I'm constantly in there trying to look for what's new and what's going on. So this is sort of a reminder of like, hey, there's a new version of this app. Just go ahead and update it. So this helps to make sure that all the users and all the different apps are up to date for security purposes, for new features, and all kinds of cool stuff. We always want to be up to date, and this allows us to kind of present that as they open the app and if it's out of date. Workflows got a really cool one. We now have App Marketplace action input validation rules. That is a mouthful, I know, but what it really means is that for the app developers, you can now put data validation within your different fields. So if you need a field to be a number, You can enforce that data. I'm sure if you're an app developer, you know exactly what this means, but it basically keeps everything on the rails and makes sure that the users aren't putting in data that's going to mess up the entire API or mess up the calls between it because it's expecting one type of data and it's getting something different and then it breaks. So less breakage is always better. I'll get to the questions at the end here, guys. I'm doing a lot of things at once, but keep them flowing and we will be sure to get to them. Workflow's got another one for the affiliate manager. We now have a lead created action. So this is really cool because you can now, in the process of a particular workflow, you can now create leads within that workflow and not have to rely on maybe like an external order being fulfilled. Like maybe there's a form that counts as a lead. So you can imagine lots of different triggers like a form submission that you'd want to create a lead for that affiliate, and you can now do that within workflows. You've also got the add leads under an affiliate action. So this would be something where maybe you wanted to assign a particular lead to a specific affiliate. So now that sort of automatically allows you to do that. There's a couple different options here. One would be for manual, so you can assign a lead to specific affiliate in a selected campaign, or you can have what we call auto, which is attribution based. So if they have the attribution in that URL, then they can do that, and you can also do some custom mapping as well. So if you're deep into Affiliate Manager, or even if you're just getting started, be sure to check this out. Lots of great flexibility now getting brought in via workflows for the Affiliate Manager and making sure all your affiliates are getting all the leads that they need. Next up, we've got purchase domain directly from funnel website and store as well as webinar. This is sort of taking in the idea of if you're selling domains within HighLevel, which if you didn't know, that's a thing. You can actually resell domains. You can mark it up, or you can just have it be a sort of a pass through. But for that service, we want to make sure people are aware of it and use it. And so if you set up a new funnel, let's say, or any of these other different products, and you need to go connect your domain, there'll be a CTA there or a call to action if Chase is listening. The CTA will be to either connect a domain that you already have, or you can go ahead and purchase a new one through the domains function within HighLevel. So great stuff there. Love to see more accessibility to features that we already have. GoKollab has new smart categories. So if you haven't seen it, GoKollab.com has been totally redesigned. Got massive sort of UI UX efforts underway. And the first iteration of this, or I should say the second, this is the V2, has rolled out. So now we've got smart categories. They sort of bundle things together so you can see different types of categories for communities and courses that are being made available through the GoKollab platform. So go ahead and check that out at gokollab.com. AI-powered SMS generation for SMS action. So this would be in workflows, basically giving you the ability to go ahead and click a button, put in your prompt. I think we've got a screenshot of it here. Yes, we do. And so you can put in your prompt. You've got the capability to edit all that stuff and then automatically generate an SMS that can be worked within, that can work within a workflow. So really love to see a lot of these easy buttons getting brought into places where you would use it. Instead of having to go to ChatGPT, type out the whole thing, you can actually just do it right within a workflow as you're building it. Next up, we have got conversation AI transfer bot actions. This is really, really cool. There's a couple different types of actions. By default, there's going to be an what they call automatic route. That's going to take conversations to a primary bot where the assigned bot cannot answer the user's question. So essentially, if the bot gets confused, then it's going to automatically route it to the next primary bot there. Then we also have custom transfer conditions. So you can configure 3 distinct actions for transferring conversations between user inputs or predefined conditions. So you can kind of mix and match that stuff together. And then like an example here would be, you could personalize transfers by adding specific phrases that trigger an action. So, hey, I really need help, or I'm having help, or maybe there's some curse words in there. You want to get them right to customer support right away. You could kind of configure it that way. and get them to a bot that's more tailored to the experience that they're looking for. And then in the future, I think that there is a note here that we are also going to have, yes. So what's next? A little peek into the future. We're going to have human fallback for unresolved questions. So always having that backstop and not fully relying on a full auto solution, because of course it's hard to have every situation covered, but there you have it. So we'll have some more enhancements coming soon on that as well. This is just kind of showing the screen as you're going in to configure this bot transfer. So go ahead and check it out in Conversation AI. That's going to be under settings or on the main menu where you see AI agents. You can access it that way as well. Moving on, we've got product wish list now in ecom. So I love this because you've got customers, they're shopping, they're not really sure, like maybe they might want this, maybe they're going to save up for it. So now they can kind of mark things as favorite, put them into a wish list, a lot like Amazon does. When you see something you like but you're not quite ready to buy it, put that on your wish list, and then you can come back to it in the future and check out. So lots of really cool stuff there with the ecom product. Ask AI. This is a really, really big one. Okay. So again, as I was talking about before, instead of having to go to an outside system and ask your questions there, you can come right to the Ask AI button. It's in the top right hand corner. It looks like some stars and sparkles. I'm sure you've seen a lot of the AI type icons. And that is going to get you a couple really cool things. One, you can just ask it questions, but it's also going to be aware of HighLevel itself. So you can ask it like, hey, I want to build a blog post. It's also going to be able to bring in your brand voice. So your brand voice is sort of the context that you create around that specific sub account and that brand. So not only can you say, hey, I want to write a blog post, but it will then write a blog post in the tonality and the personality using unique selling points that only your company has, that you define in the brand voice section of brand boards. So really love to see where this is going. And in the future, more and more functionality is going to roll out where you can not only write the post and then, of course, copy it and put it in, but in the future, we'll be able to do things like, hey, write me a post and then tee it up as a draft for me to review. So again, using AI to take the manual work and all the clicks and all the moving around and loading out of the equation so that all you have to do is focus on the work, what you're great at, and the AI does all the heavy lifting in the background. Multilingual agent support. We got some interesting feedback on one of the town halls this week saying that the Spanish voice AI agent was better than Google. So you can quote me on that because it totally was said. So for the Spanish speakers, go ahead and check this out. It allows you to have both English and Spanish supported at the same time. This is a Labs feature, as noted at the bottom of the slide. At the bottom of this slide, so you'll need to go into Labs, enable it, and then you'll see this option at the very bottom of the language list, wherein you can sort of have a bilingual voice AI agent. So go ahead and check that out. If you've got Spanish and English customers, this could be really, really helpful for you. Date range support for QuickBooks import. So if you don't know, QuickBooks is an accounting platform. With that platform, of course, we do invoicing and estimates and all that kind of thing and payments right within HighLevel. But you're also using your accounting platform on the back end. You want them to talk to one another. That can happen. We do have that integration. However, going back in time was sort of the initial challenge. So now not only can you sync all past transactions or what have you, but now you can actually select a date range of things that you want to import. So maybe there's some reasons that you'd want to have a very specific data set. You can now do that with date range. So for all your QuickBooks geeks out there, enjoy. Create a brand voice from text or a URL. Okay, so this is really, really cool. I tested this out with HighLevel. You can put the text in there. I think this is more of an either or, but it can also use the URL as well, where we have this brand voice idea, right? It's in brand boards. It essentially, you can see there, you've got all these different things that you need to describe about your business. If you're like me, you see a big form with lots of things to input. It gets kind of overwhelming. So this is, again, one more easy button where you can write a short description, which I actually even had ChatGPT write, I'll admit. And then have it look at your website, and it's going to fill out this form for you. So, of course, this isn't set in stone. It fills it out for you. And now all you got to do is go and edit. So it makes this whole idea of creating a brand voice for that specific sub account way, way faster, way easier, and with less, mental energy being spent, which of course we're all about. Moving on, we have now got autosave in the email builder. So if you didn't know, this rolled out to funnels and websites. Now we're bringing it into email builder. We don't want you guys to be working on an awesome email and then accidentally close something and be like, oh shoot, or like me, you'll get a force update. Everything starts shutting down and you lose all this work. So now you've got autosave right within the email builder. Love to see it. Moving on to the Summer of AI promotion. If you didn't know, the Summer of AI is coming up very soon. This is only visible to agency owners right now. So if you're at the agency view dashboard, you'll see this landing page here. Chase has got a great video where he really pumps you up about what we're doing there. But the basic idea is that you can get 30 days of AI Employee, which is the entire suite of AI products that we have within HighLevel that all work seamlessly with all of our other products. You can use that for 30 days, unlimited with a fair use policy. I will caveat, I'm sure legal will appreciate that. So go ahead and check that out if you want to learn more about it. You also get access control based on sub accounts that are using it. So you can turn it on and off for different sub accounts. You've got full control over that, along with bulk actions, which I was pressing hard for on everyone's behalf. And the team, of course, already was thinking about it. So they're way ahead of the curve. So go check that out in the agency view of your account. Export affiliate sales data from dashboard. So this is going to be really helpful for the affiliates out there that are running big affiliate campaigns and they need to use that data someplace else. So you now have a way to go ahead and click a button and get a CSV export of all of the sales data from your affiliate manager. So good for archiving, using in different systems if you need to. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. Private channel-based course access. So maybe this could have been worded better, but the idea here is that the course access would get automatically granted based on the private channel that you're in. So, let's say you have a VIP or a higher ticket course that you offer, and then usually that gets paired with like a private group. So now when you get a private channel access, that gets paired up with the course access. So it all makes sense. Like, okay, this is the VIP channel and here's the VIP course as well. So love to see some of this stuff just kind of coming together instead of having to build complex workflows around it. It's just an option now. Community's also got, oh no, sorry. This is just a another screenshot. I'm sorry, of the notation there for the private channel based course access. Audit logs. So I know a lot of people are very excited about audit logs. Some not so excited because they don't contain a ton of data. Well, we're starting to solve this problem bit by bit. We're actually making a lot of really good progress. So now for SaaS plan changes, those are now going to be included with the audit log. So if you run a big SaaS company and you got a lot of things happening, you want to know, why did this change? What happened here? When did it happen? Who did it? All that's now accessible in the audit logs. So go ahead and check that out. We've also rolled out a lot of other improvements, including like plain text, like name searches and stuff like that. So you don't need to know the exact customer ID, things like that. So go ahead and check out audit logs if you haven't been in there recently and you're looking for some data on what's changed in the system. More and more things to come there as well. Link opportunities with invoices and estimates. This is really cool because the idea here is that one, there is sort of an automated thing. So if you've already linked an opportunity with an invoice, it'll show up. But there's also some other ways that you can do it within workflows. But the main idea here is that when you link an opportunity to an invoice or an estimate, it's kind of like if you had a local service business and maybe you're doing like turf installation, you gave somebody an estimate and that was an opportunity in your sales pipeline. So that's a deal for you, right? Instead of having to go into invoices and then look up that customer and try to find that estimate or the invoice that you'd sent them, it's now automatically linked within the card for the context. So you'll see that on the next screen there. You can see this is opening up an opportunity card with the contact information, with the notes, with all these things, and then payments will show you that linked invoice or estimate. So love to see all this stuff kind of coming together and being linked to different places so that you don't have to go and hunt and find it. Next up, we have got services. So this is, I debated whether or not to call this services calendar, but that's basically what it is. It is a calendar product or a calendar setting option, what have you. It is in private beta right now, so this is not a full release. But the team has made some incredible progress with this. They've taken into account a lot of different use cases that just were really difficult to do or just couldn't be done with the typical services calendar that we have right now. So there'll be tons of improvements, including like tons of speed increases and stuff like that. But this is mainly designed for service-based businesses, salons. I know that we've consulted with Anne-Marie and a lot of the other big players in the salon industry, beauty industry, med spas, that kind of a thing. There's another like kind of big elephant in the room, which is multi-day support, and that's actively being discussed, and we're figuring out how we're going to pull that into this as fast as possible, while maintaining all the stability that we've created as well. So if you're waiting on that, if you're waiting on being able to book multiple days as well, having concurrent type of appointments, like sometimes in a hair salon, you're doing some coloring, but then you can also, that person can go wait and you can go cut somebody else's hair. All those kind of use cases are getting covered with this rollout. Here's a couple other screenshots. The checkout page looks really, really clean and nice. So I included a couple of things in there as well. You can even see the service provider that's going to be available to you as well. So really just bringing a lot of that information front and center, making it fast, making it easy and organized. Conversation AI guided form bot. Okay, so this one is so cool. One of the biggest problems that we have is that AI is great, but it's a situation with a lot of things in technology, and we call it garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't have a good prompt, or the prompt isn't explicit enough, or it's not guiding the bot to do the right thing, you're going to get a poor result. And that whole idea of prompting, I mean, they call it prompt engineering for a reason. It's not easy. It's not easy to get right. But we do have this new labs feature that you can enable where we will take you through a form. It's a really nice form. It looks great. I got a couple of screenshots of it here. And all you got to do is fill out the goals and answer questions that we need to create the perfect prompt for you. So excited to see what people will build with this. I think sometimes people are held back by trying to get the prompt just right and trying to figure out exactly what it should be and going back and forth, and it's just not doing things the right way. I think using this structured approach will really help to make sure that we get more people using this, get better AI agents, better conversation AI bots in the works. So go ahead and check that out. Again, this is for conversation AI. Similar things, I'm sure, will be coming very soon for voice AI as well. We'll have parity there. There's one last screenshot, and then we will move on to social planner. So now you can edit or delete a specific recurring post. So this is a bit of cleanup. There was some confusion on where you were editing this, whether it was the calendar view or the list view. That's all brought up to par in terms of both things do the same action. So if you want to edit or delete a specific post, you're not going to delete all of the posts. So a big enhancement there, and kind of fixing a little bit of frustration that existed previously. Association limits in objects. This took me about 5 minutes to wrap my head around, but here's the use case. So if you're using, this is specifically for custom objects, maybe I should have been more clear there, but associations would be like, let's say you're in real estate and you're managing, as a real estate agent, you're managing a number of different properties. Well, if you want to make sure that your sales reps or your agents only manage, let's say, 10 properties at a time, before there wasn't really a good way to do that. You could associate, a contact with a house and vice versa, but you couldn't really limit how many could be there. So maybe you only want to have the sales agent manage 10, but it would be possible to assign 50 to them if you wanted to. So now you can, in the settings, you can see there for the associations, you can set this custom limit. So let's say 25 or 10. And then on the right side, you'll see the screenshot where it doesn't allow you to continue assigning things because you've hit your limit. So that's sort of the use case there, is it's making sure that there aren't too many things assigned to one contact, or in this case, we're really just talking about associations. All right, so surveys, this was a bit of a cleanup item, but now when you select the option for one question at a time in surveys, it's going to behave as you would expect it to. You're not going to get all the questions on one slide. It'll be a lot clearer in terms of editing it and dealing with the conditional logic and all that. So go ahead and check that out. If that's been any kind of frustration for you in the past, we've made some big enhancements there. Here's another little quality of life update. We've got a copy trigger functionality within workflows. Not only can you copy a trigger, but you can also delete a trigger. One of my favorite things here is that we've eliminated some clicks. I hate clicking. I'm more of a keyboard kind of person. But so now you can see you don't even have to open up the action to delete it, or I should say in this case, a trigger. You can just do it from the ellipse drop down there, select delete, you get your confirmation, and you can get rid of it if you want. But then more importantly, you can copy it, change some of the filters, and that kind of thing as well. Embed media in courses. All right, so this is kind of an interesting one. This is essentially a custom embed. So we're now supporting YouTube, Vimeo, SoundCloud, Loom, Wistia, Spotify, okay, and Mixcloud. So those services now support their custom embed. So if you want to do a custom embed from YouTube, that will now go into the media section. If you don't want to use the native video player, let's say, or the native audio player. So really just a way to bring in things that already exist somewhere else on the internet that you want people to view and consume during a course. And you can now do it with the embed function. All right, let's see what's up next. We've got email resubscribe option. I think this is one of those Kristen tricks, if you know her. A lot of times people will accidentally hit unsubscribe. I don't know. I've never done that. I've been pretty intentional about it, but it happens. And so to catch some of those folks that accidentally did it, we now have an option within the preferences. When they go to unsubscribe, they're going to have a list of like, hey, like, what's up? Are we just emailing you too much or whatever? And they'll now have an option that says, whoops, I actually didn't mean to do this. Resubscribe me. So it's a way to make sure that you've got a good list, a nice, clean, healthy list with people that want to be on it. And even if they make the grave mistake of wanting to be off of it, they get put back on. Moving on to stores, e-commerce, product, public APIs update. So this one is going to be probably a little bit overwhelming for most people, but we now have a ton of new endpoints and all kinds of fancy API things for the developers, specifically around products and e-commerce and all that. So that's going to include things like creating shipping zones, list shipping zones, get shipping zones, update the shipping zones, and on down to shipping zone rates, shipping carriers, store settings, things like that. So if you are an app developer and you're working with products, you're working with stores or e-com, go ahead and check out the documentation there in our API documentation. I believe it's api.gohighlevel.com, and you will see it there. All right, I guess we have reached the end of the show. We've almost made it. Thanks for hanging with me. We're doing some finishing touch upcoming releases. I'm getting hungry already. It's almost lunch in California. So let's see what we have for some upcoming releases. Site tracking scripts. Oh my gosh. This one I've been waiting for, right? So I think the way to think about this one is there's a lot of people that use Google Analytics that don't even really need Google Analytics. They just need some kind of tracking. So they might have an external site. Let's say it's not on HighLevel. And now you can embed a site tracking script into, well, I should say not yet, but you will be able to embed a site tracking script just like you would do for installing GA4 or what have you, right in that website. And then we can ingest that data and present to you a lovely analytics dashboard that is not terribly complicated. You don't need to get a certification to read this thing. And of course, that's what we're always after. We're always after trying to simplify things that are otherwise complex and bringing it all into one place. So you're not having to log into 10 different places. Chrome tabs take up a lot of memory. And then we've got one more screenshot of sort of the flow there of how you can grab the tracking code. Again, very similar to how Google Analytics would work when you're installing it. Just go ahead and copy that, gives you the instructions for what to do, and you're off to the races. All right, last one. This one actually got some really good feedback in our social planner town hall that we had earlier this week as well. It seems a bit of a sleeper, right? Post timing suggestions. So what this is really doing is it's in the back end, we're going to go out and see, okay, based on this type of post and a lot of other data points, is this a good time to do it or not? And if not, we're going to include a recommended time. So this ensures that if you've got a bunch of sub accounts that just want to post at midnight, let's say, because they're just working late, we kind of catch them and say like, you may not want to post it then, or they come up with some random idea like, hey, I want to post this at 4 a.m. That way it's the first thing that people see when they log on at 6, let's say. Maybe that's not the right thing to do. And so we're going to have that suggestion in there, that recommendation, where we can kind of nudge them and say, hey, this is probably a better time to post it over here. So really, really think that the social planner team did a great job with this one, planning it out. It is in the works, will be delivered very soon. But I think this will really help a lot of folks in making sure that their social posts are up to par. And so with that, we will I'll quickly review a couple of the questions here. I'm going to go backwards just because it's easier. Let's see here. Chris says, any plans to include video conferencing like Zoom? Yes, there's a lot of discussion around that. We're definitely going to do something around it. And I think leveraging another platform like Zoom may be the answer there. So stay tuned, but we've been discussing it for at least 3 months that I'm aware of. Let's see if there's any other questions here. Anne Marie says, bots are only as smart as human programmers. Yes, that is very true. I completely agree. Chris, thanks for joining us for the first live release radar. Tell Chase that I did an amazing job. Lots of wows, lots of nice. Looks like we've got everything answered here. AI experience better than. Oh, wow. Look at this. We got a great shout out from Anne Marie. HighLevel AI experience is better than Tony Robbins bot in my user experience. Okay, great. Love to see it. Hey, and we're always looking for feedback too. It's what we thrive on. So if you've got feedback for the team on any of these features or anything else that's gone on, make sure to drop a comment here and we'll get on it. We are constantly improving, and it's only with your feedback that we can do so. So don't remain silent. Speak up. Otherwise, have an amazing weekend. It is a 3-day weekend in the US. However, Monday, I will be on for the town hall. I think we're doing websites and funnels. So if you want to check that out, go to gohighlevel.com/town hall. You'll see a calendar of all those different town halls that you can attend. It's at 10 o'clock Central Time every single day, pretty much. Sometimes we even do 2 a day. So come in, check it out, hang out with the product managers, hear what's going on, what's been launched, and provide some feedback there as well. So with that, take care. Have an amazing weekend. Please stay safe, and we will see you on the next one. Take care, guys.